Hello everyone, Jonathan back with Starting Over Guitar, and today I was going to actually go over the process I use for creating songs and coming up with musical ideas and how I get them recorded and mixed into a actual production with guitar, bass, drums, and keyboards and all the things that go along with it. So usually how I start is I'll work out some kind of like a riff, or basically that is on a guitar. It's just like a musical idea, a repeating pattern, or something that catches interest. And I've been working on one and ran it by my coworker Shannon Carter, and we sort of tweaked it out. And this is one that I've sort of landed on, and it's has a kind of repeating motif. So it's like sort of a pattern like that. And I thought that'd be a good one to start a video series on. So I'm going to go through that process and show you on my computer screen here how to create uh, the recording. So I'll start out here, and on the screen you can see I'm using Cubase as my recording software, and it's made by Steinberg, and it sort of has an industry standard type format. And basically I'm not going to go through the setup process on how to set up your sound card and your drivers and your input device and things like that. The input device I'm using is a Behringer U-phoria U M2. It's a USB device that allows you to take your analog guitar signal from a cable and microphone and put it into a computer, and via USB it converts it into digital, so your digital audio workstation, which in my case is Steinberg Cubase, can understand it. So as you'll see on my screen, actually I've got my first track here set up, and you can see it's taking in the audio signal, and I have it set up to pull in on mono on the input, on the second input on my digital interface. And so when I created this track, I actually added an insert into my guitar amplifier simulator. And how that works is, instead of running it through an amplifier and then pointing microphones at the amplifier and then running those microphones back into the computer system, this is a direct recording interface. So I'm able to take my input, and it virtually routes it in through this amplifier setup, and so I can actually add various effects to it, and like for this one is basically one of the factory settings, which is factory low gain clean 1, which is a clean setting. It's got a couple blackface, one blackface duo amplifier. It comes in through compression into a splitter, and then a couple amplifiers into a mixer, and allows me to put a little reverb on the end. So I'll move that to my other screen so you don't have to look at it while I'm recording. But basically when I record, you've got your little control interface, and I keep that on another monitor too. But basically you can just hit record, or in my case I hit the number lock and the star key, and a combination, and it allows me to set the timer. I also have selected a metronome and a count in on the metronome, so that gives me 2 measures count in. So first I want to get my tempo, and the tempo I have just for the riff in my head is sort of like that speed. So let's see how that sounds with. So that's a pretty 120 beats per minute is a pretty good tempo. Actually, I think I'm gonna step it up just a little bit to 125, and so I'm still getting the feel of this riff, but I think I'll be able to record a good take. So in order to take it, I make sure I have this track selected, and you'll see here when this little light is orange, or this speaker is orange, I can get audio into it. If I click that, no more audio comes to it. So I have to activate the input and make sure it's enabled to record. And so now that I've done that, I can hit record and let the count in do its thing, and I can try to record a couple measures of this lick. So let's give it a try. So let's listen to that back and see how it sounds. As you can hear, there's a few mistakes here and there, but that's fine. Just getting the feel of it. So that last part, I think, was the more on track. So what I'm doing now, I just see the little split section here. I'm able to go in, split this up into separate measures, and one nice thing about modern digital recording is you can move these measures around however you like, and it makes things a lot easier to work with. So what I did is I deleted the first few measures, and I'm going to trim the tail off of that one because this was the cleanest take I got, I think. So you see it just ends right there at the end of the measure. Another nice thing about modern digital audio recording is the ability to repeat a good take. So I'm able to take this move it here, and as you can hear, it will repeat seamlessly. So that's sort of a good starting point, and I think I'm going to cut the video off here, and we can start up next week by adding more guitar, and or the next time. I'm not going to wait a week between videos. But next time, adding more guitar pieces and adding drum tracks and bass and every step along the way, and then we'll have finally be able to mix it down into a song. And thanks for joining me on this process. Have a good day. And oh yeah, remember to like and subscribe to this video. It has helped me out a lot. I'd like to as time rolls on, generate more users and be able to do more things as time goes on, as time permits. I'd like for this to be something that I could move into as I move out of my regular work day sometime in the future, and I'd like to have a good base here to start with, and I enjoy music and making music and writing songs, so please join me. Thanks.